not why does she get the buy from Kris, yeah, like, in a weird way. Like, she doesn't have her own line, she doesn't she tried to have the one line with Kylie, she doesn't have a makeup brand, she doesn't what I mean? She really is an very private, completely different business, different person.
Yeah, except who has the tequila, the 808? Is that
Oh,
Kylie?
yeah, she
Is
has
that
the
Kendall?
that's Kendall, but
So there you
compared to
that's
what all the
that.
rest of them have?
Well, she has done interviews before where she has said, you know, this was just thrust on me. Like I was this young and she's like, I don't enjoy it. I don't want to be famous. Now, granted, that's really easy to say. Like, you want to see what the other life's like, Kendall? Do you really want that? I'm not so sure. But
Yeah, most runway models do not have the best, most opulent lives.
right. Right. It's a hard life being a model. You go from like gig to gig, unless you're like a supermodel, and even then. So, yeah, I mean, she has said, I don't enjoy being famous. I mean, I was born into this reality TV thing, and, I'm shy. I have social anxiety. So maybe that's why.
It's interesting. It's interesting where you watch Kris being a businesswoman and running a major company versus the mom side, which you're seeing with Kylie and Timothée and with Kendall. I think that's we haven't even really you never think of Kris that way.
You don't. Well, this is why when there's interviews and they're all asked, I mean, they all say, like, Chloe always says it. She's like, it's very clear. Kim and Kylie are my mother's favorites, period. She's like, it's that simple. I mean, she's like, that will never change. It just depends on what day of the week it is. It will always be one of those two. There you go.
There you go. There you have it. So the big story that isn't going away is our friend Diddy. And Kid Cudi just had to testify about when he was dating Cassie and allegedly Diddy had his car blown up. And in the midst of all this, yesterday, Cassie went into labor. I mean,
That's
could this be any
crazy.
more of a daytime soap opera?
Did anything, I mean, I was looking over her test. I mean, some of it was just crazy. Well, you know what, right, when it was the assistant, the one that dated Kid Cudi, she was saying this story that I guess there was some award show and she had all these like jewelry or watches from Jacob the jeweler. And I guess they opened the thing and like the watches were gone or all the things. And they were going to Miami and Diddy's like, I'm going. You're going to stay here and deal with this. And I guess someone came to her house and picked her up and brought her to some boardroom. And there was some huge bodyguard on the other end. And they said, you're taking a lie detector. Because she's like, I don't have the jewels. And I think it went on for like 10 days because she was so nervous. The results were all over the place. And for 10 days, they kept calling her back out. She was there for like 15 hours a day until she got a completely negative lie detector of like, okay, you didn't steal the jewels.
Whatever happened to them? I don't even remember this story.
Well, I don't remember the story, but I just read that this was part of her testimony. And I was like, what? So every day, oh, and I think they also said, either you're going to get a negative test or you're going to end up in the East River. I think that was a
Well, that's
exact,
nice.
right? Isn't that nice?
That's
So I
nice.
think at that point, if you stole the jewels, you would just somehow have someone drive them over and leave them there, right? So you just like, we found them. But the more you hear Diddy, it's like, wow,
Yeah.
I,
And Kid Cudi's a big name
yeah.
to go and testify, especially about having his car blown up and knowing who did it.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, did you know all this was going on with Diddy? I mean, I didn't know it was this bad with all these
No,
years.
'cause remember the public face was he used to have the big white party, which everybody wanted to be invited to, which was Memorial Day
Yep.
out in your neck of the woods in the Hamptons. And he
Yep.
was seen as a great businessman and super smart, a great producer, better producer than he ever was a performer, and a brilliant marketer. And then, but everybody has another side. My other side is so boring, it's pathetic. You know what I mean?
I say that too. I'm like, people are like, "Oh my, what are you talking about? You're out all the time." I'm like, "Not really. I on my other side is really boring." People think my life is way more exciting than it is.
Oh,
You and I would
100%.
get along fine. We'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm like, Melissa, do you want to order Chinese tonight or
Yeah.
pizza?
I mean,
And
literally, that's the discussion we have every night. And
it's a hard
he
decision.
it is. It's a very hard decision, and usually I just whatever we order for lunch, I just order for dinner too. So it's
Me
like a
too.
one-stop shop all day.
I do the exact same thing. If you're coming to this house and knocking on the door with food, we're ordering enough for the entire day. Yes,
Yes, but you are so are now you're in your Hampton house.
I
I know
am.
in your New York apartment, you don't let people in. You don't want anyone sitting on the furniture. You have to wait. You can't eat or drink. The kitchen will
Correct.
never be used. Are we a little more relaxed in the Hamptons?
We're a little more relaxed here just because I bought this from someone else fully furnished. So,
Okay.
you know, it's nice, lovely, just maybe not 100% my style, but nice. We love the tree behind us. But
Mhm.
yes, I am. And it also wasn't brand new. So there's already some things but see, I'm one of these people with a house. I don't know how you are. Maybe now that you have a new house, I'm either like, all or nothing. We're either going to just live with this like we've been doing, or, and by we, I mean me, or like the vision, if like you do one thing, it's just got to be everything. And I am not doing everything
I was just
anytime
more interested
soon.
if you actually allowed people to sit on the furniture
People,
in the
yes, people
Hampton
here, people
house,
can sleep here, people can come in. Yes.
unlike your New
Yes.
York apartment.
I love how you remember that, but that is still true. That has not changed. You cannot, I mean, you could sit for a minute, but your
Not
hands should be clean. I'd love to know, you know,
Yeah, you don't touch anything in the kitchen.
correct. No,
Um,
you can sit here. This is a nice, relaxed establishment here,
well, I'm so happy that you are allowing your friends to sit. I'm
isn't
very
it?
proud of
And
you.
by the way, I'm much more relaxed here. I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like, whoops, there's a little scratch there. We'll deal with that sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, where in New York, your head would blow open.
I would just be like hyperventilating. Maybe in a few years, I'll be able to enjoy it there. And then you want to know why I'm single. Let's just add this to the list, okay?
Well, I get it. I
You
I
got it.
I'm just so happy that in this house, Steve and I have separate closets.
Yeah.
So, but if I can see that his drawers are left open, I still have to go in and close them.
See? You
Like
understand.
I catch it out of the corner of my eye, and he says, "What do you care?" And I say, "Because I know it's open." So I
Having
get
your
it.
own closet. That's a good thing about this house.
Yeah, we have our own, each have our own closets, but I can still see what's happening in his when I
Yeah, the
walk by
drawers
the
should be
door. Of
closed.
course they should be. And there's a reason there's a hamper.
And everything should be nice and neat in the drawers,
Exactly. I
you know?
totally, totally get it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I love you so much. Let's do this again sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I think for this next, my gut says we always expect summer to be a little quiet, but my gut says there's going to be a lot happening this summer.
I have a weird feeling because I mean the Diddy and just Travis and Blake and I mean there will be updates next month
Oh, yeah. And I think we're
by
going
the
to know
time
a
we speak.
lot more about Housewives and Below Deck. I think
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills, we're going to have a lot of information. David, I love you to death.
Love you dearly. See you soon.